Hello, how the tech are you? This is our weekly tech show on Echoplex Media. We talk about tech news and science news and whatever tech and science stuff we feel like talking about. And we actually get it out on time sometimes. I am historian Matt, and yeah, I talk about tech and science news, whatever I feel like talking about. So got a couple topics today that I've hit before, but there's some new info. So my first one is more auto companies are switching EV plugs. So I'll talk about what that is, what they're switching to, and why that's important. And my second topic, which I think we're going to have a lot more to discuss on, which is basically generative AI can ruin your life with defamation. So you in the pink hat, we haven't seen in a while.
How's it going? I'm HK Perrin. I am a software engineer, so usually I talk about software engineering stuff, but this week I have a really cool story. Not even really a story. I have a really cool shout out to a really cool thing, a really cool service that I have started using recently called Lemmy. So if you don't know what that is, I will tell you all about that a little bit later. And you over in the tinfoil hat.
Hi, I'm Dave. I'm the producer of this and all the shows here on Echoplex Media. You can find me on Grindr. I have two stories this week. One, Tinder is going to let your friends play matchmaker, and two, the FCC is going to try again for net neutrality. So go ahead, Matt.
All right. My first topic is more auto companies are switching EV plugs. So specifically BMW, Mini, Rolls-Royce, Toyota, and Lexus. I think some of those are all actually the same company. But they're the latest two EV car makers to switch to the North American Charging System plugs, or also known as NACS. They were using what was called Combined Charging Standard 1, or CCS. Should be CCS 1. I think there's a CCS 2 at some point. Anyways, they actually haven't switched yet, but they're planning to switch by 2025. And why this is important is NACS is the standard used by Tesla and will allow these cars to charge at all Tesla chargers. So it looks like in North America, pretty much everybody, all the EV companies are switching over to NACS and will be using Tesla chargers, which are more abundant. They're usually, not only are you're more likely to find them, but they are more likely to be in working order. Not always, but the CCS chargers are known for being out of order a lot of times, and you come up and you need to charge your car and you can't charge. It's kind of a problem. But other than all that, there's now only basically two car companies that sell in North America that are using the CCS standard, and that's Stellantis, which you may not recognize, but they're actually the company that owns Chrysler and Dodge, Fiat, and a number of other car brands, and Volkswagen. So we'll keep an eye out to see if they switch and if everybody ends up on the Tesla chargers or what. What do you guys think?
I'm just waiting for Apple to come out with their own car, because it'll use some weird port.
They'll have their own charging method.
Back.
They'll call it the Mega Lightning Cable.
Yep. And it's just a lightning, like a regular lightning cable, but scaled up to be like this big.
It's scaled up in such a way that you can see the pixels even. Standards are good. I think one of the problems with the CCS 2 chargers isn't like the connection or whatever. It's that the networks aren't well maintained, and that there's the charge point chargers are notoriously bad for breaking. Yep. So that could be one of the.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like the chargers themselves are down. It's it's not the cable per se or the connection. It's the charger itself. They usually have screens on them, and the screens are often down. They'll have credit card readers that are broken all the time, and all sorts of problems like that. While the Tesla chargers are super simple, they don't have a screen, they don't have a card reader. It's all done through your car. It recognizes your car and charges you that way. And that seems to be a good idea because they tend to work more often.
less likely to be broken. Yeah, less parts. I guess you do run into a problem if it just recognizes your car. That means you can't like use an adapter to use the Tesla charger on other kinds of cars, right?
No, you can't. Well, I mean, you can't. You will be able to because they're different car companies. Like I know Ford is making an adapter for their cars, and so you will be able to do it. I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but they will have an adapter to do it. But you can't. It has to be a little more complicated adapter, I assume.
Yeah, because there's data as well as just the power. Well, cool. Standards are good. It's unfortunate that friend of the show is the one whose standard it is, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is only for like new cars going forward, right? Like they're not.
Well, yeah, like for these
retrofitting for old cars.
These car companies that I listed, I think pretty much all of them are changing in 2025. So it's not even, it's a little ways out. I think Ford, which I only know because my parents now have an electric Ford. They have the Mach-E. I think they're going to it next year or something pretty soon. But specifically, you're getting those adapters if you already have a Ford Mach-E or other electric car like the F-150 Lightning. You should get the adapters next year as well.
Okay, yeah, my friend Quentin has an electric Mustang. So
yeah, he has the same exact car as my parents, except I think he has like red instead of my parents' black. But
his is blue.
Blue, okay.
Yeah, which I think is like a unique color to that electric Mustang because I only ever see that specific blue on other electric Mustangs.
Yeah,
very nice blue color.
All right, what do you got next, Matt?
All right, my next topic, generative AI can ruin your life with defamation. This is a big topic, but basically several people are suing OpenAI and Microsoft over defamation via ChatGPT. This article only covers the ones happening with Microsoft. I don't know of any against Google since you can now... their Bard, which is their equivalent to ChatGPT, is showing up in search results on Google, but I don't know of any particular lawsuits against them yet. But anyways, ChatGPT, it kind of has a tendency to make stuff up, and that's not great when you're, trying to look people up online and in search engines. So in several cases, ChatGPT has made stuff up about people. One person was accused of bribery, and I don't know how that exactly happened. There's a lot more info on the linked article. A different person, whose name's Jeffrey Battle, was confused with another person named Jeffrey Battle. There's very slight difference in the first name there, spelling of the first name. But the second one was accused and charged with embezzlement, but ChatGPT is apparently confusing their names, and the first one keeps showing up as the embezzler. So that's not good, and that's one of the lawsuits. And there's, I think, a number of other examples in the article link that'll be in the show notes. But how exactly this is going to be fixed is questionable. Right now, AI developers are slow to remove these issues. If they know that there's a problem with a particular issue or person or something, developers can basically put in like a circuit breaker or something that just, it doesn't even allow the AI to respond and says the AI will just return, I don't know, or something like that, which can be annoying, but it keeps it from basically making up stuff. But that requires developers know in advance where the AI is going to screw up. And when you're talking about searches that are, searches on Microsoft Bing, I know it's hardly anybody ever uses it, but I know people do that. You can't possibly think of all the different ways that it's going to screw up. And with these ChatGPT, these hallucinations, and they're getting attached to more and more search engines and search engine results, these hallucinations are going to cause more and more trouble worldwide. So what do you guys think?
So
go ahead.
Am I just am I just stupid for thinking that like these AIs should have absolutely nothing to do with search?
I would agree. Like, I've done some searches where it shows up the AI window, and like, first of all, they're a little bit slow. I usually get the results I want before it even responds. And second of all, like what they respond with is usually not useful.
Trash, right?
I mean, it's not useful in that it's not correct, but it's like that I've noticed, but it's not useful in that I've already got the information because I have the links that I want below it, which is usually what I'm looking for.
Yeah. So like oftentimes it'll spit out stuff that you don't even need. And like other times it'll just spit out trash. So like, why are they putting it? Like, how did they not see that this was an absolutely dumb fuck idea?
I don't know, but they're now getting sued over it.
Don't put AI in search. AI is really bad at that. I mean, it's like if you had a friend who just like, you know, your friend just knows everything. And by knows everything, I mean, he will never say that he does not know something. If you ask him something and he doesn't know it, he'll just make something up. And they're like, yeah, let's put that guy in charge of like all questions that everyone has.
Well, I don't mean to be, well, I do mean to be pedantic right now, but you said that AI doesn't belong in search. And I think you really mean generative AI, because before, you know, search has a lot of AI in it. It's doing like AI things, but they're, I don't know, more hard AI. You know, there's stuff that doesn't make stuff up.
Like specifically LLMs.
Yeah.
I would like
generative.
one of these LLMs to defame me. How would I go about? I won't even sue. I would just be like, hey, could you defame me in the worst way that you possibly can? I would find it interesting.
Have you looked yourself up on Bing? Have you Binged yourself?
No.
It would just get your website wrong, and you'd be like, God damn it. Be like echoploxmedia.com.
I'd be like, I was hoping for something better than that. Thank you very much. Hoping for false claims of criminal history and such, please. Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah.
It's dumb. I think maybe there should be an option that you have to actively click that says, would you like to see what a large language model says about this search?
Would you like to see what the village idiot wants to tell you?
Or just like click to show ChatGPT, like for Microsoft and Bard for...
With like a big ass disclaimer saying this is probably wrong. It's like not even probable that it's right. It's like maybe it might be right, but it's probably wrong.
Yeah.
Like I've asked it a lot of things about like stuff that I know pretty well, and most of the time the first answer is just wrong. Like you can kind of poke and prod it and get it to give you the right answer, but like that's only if you know the right answer. If you yourself don't know the right answer, then maybe you just trust the AI and you just be wrong.
Yep.
Right. You don't want your search results in the form of fan fiction.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, how did they not know this was going to happen? That like HK was saying, how did they not know that like you're going to go type in, tell me about, you know, X and such celebrity, and it's going to be that person committed fraud in 1987. And it's like, they were born in 2001 or whatever, you know, they're either pretty young. They did not commit fraud, you know, just going to make up stuff. Yeah. How did they not know? I mean, whatever. I can't wait to see these lawsuits and any associated depositions. I hope they actually depose ChatGPT and see what it says.
That would be great.
I don't know how they could not know this was happening, but you know, LLMs are the new hotness, so they have to put it in everything, even though it doesn't make sense.
I bet I know why they didn't know this was going to happen. It's because the people in charge, like the people who decided, this needs to go into search, they weren't like the developers working on this. Yeah. They were like the upper management that was like, oh, look at this thing that we have that like, you know, I'm really excited about, that I've asked like 2 questions. Looks great. Put it in Bing. And
Yep.
all the developers were probably like, that's a really bad idea. You haven't played around with this for long enough to know that it's really stupid sometimes. Most of the time.
Yeah, but the managers got to get their promotions.
Is there a specific form of like the Dunning-Kruger effect, but for AI?
I think we should ask the AI if it is a victim of the Dunning-Kruger effect.
It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. Which apparently there's just a couple people who committed fraud.
Oh, well, that's all right. I can't imagine why, like HK was saying, like, why doesn't it just say, oh, would you also like to see what a large language model has to say about this?
Yeah.
And then you click it, and it's at the top, it goes, this is very likely untrue. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like these big companies are like really like apt to give you disclaimers. There's like a disclaimer for everything. There's like disclaimers of warranty. There's disclaimers of liability for like all these different products that they have. And then they're just like, shove this AI in there and let it say whatever the fuck it wants. We can't even predict what it's going to say. But like, let's just give it to like everyone's question online.
But they ran it by their large language model attorney. They didn't even hire Bucky Goldman and Associates Interwebs attorneys. Nope.
Yep, that is probably what happened. They asked ChatGPT whether it would be a good idea.
And ChatGPT, having a big old ego, was like, yep, let's go.
Let's do it. I'm all for it. Put me in Bing.
Get her done. All right, what do you got for us, HK?
All right, so this week I wanted to talk about a really cool service that I've been using recently called Lemmy. So what Lemmy is an alternative to Reddit. If you've been on Reddit within the past, like maybe 5 months, I think, you might have noticed a decline in the quality of Reddit. In my opinion, Reddit has shot themselves in the foot by like making a number of decisions that were ostensibly for, you know, their profit margin, but like ended up turning the service arguably much worse. So the world was kind of in need of a new Reddit, and Lemmy came in to fill that void. Lemmy is not like, it hasn't been designed just in the past 4 months. Lemmy is several years old, but Lemmy has matured to the point now that I would say, you know, I've been using it for about a month, maybe a month and a half, and it's at the point right now where I'd say it's like being on Reddit in the old days. It's actually really nice. So Lemmy is also federated, a lot like Mastodon. So basically what I tell people is Lemmy is to Reddit as Mastodon is to Twitter. So I really like Lemmy. It is open source. It is federated. It's really great. It has a lot of active communities. You can go and start a community. If you want to join my instance, not that I have any affiliation with this instance at all, but I am on an instance called lemmy.world. There's also one called lemmy.ml, which I believe is run by the developers of Lemmy. So if you want kind of like the big like main instance, that's lemmy. I think it's .ml. No, hold on. Lemmy. I don't know. You're going to have to look that up. But if you go to join-lemmy.org, they have a list of instances. If you see Beehaw is like, they're a Lemmy instance, but they're kind of weird. So I, in particular, would say maybe don't join that one, but it's up to you. If you read their website and that's what you want to do, go for it. But yeah, what do you guys think about Lemmy?
It looks like putting up the server for it is actually not super resource intensive.
Yeah, basically the biggest resource it could hog is disk space.
Yeah,
because you know whatever you are following, Like if you're running your own instance, if you're following a lot of communities, they're called communities on Lemmy instead of subreddits. Although Dave had a really good nickname for
just call them
Sublemon.
Sublemons, even though it's not called lemon, just call them sublemons anyway.
Yep, sublemons. But yeah, if whatever communities you're following, your instance is going to download all of the posts from that community because it's federated, in much the same way that if you run your own Mastodon instance, whoever you're following on Mastodon, your instance downloads all of their posts. But yeah, that's one of the great things about Lemmy is it is federated. So you can run your own instance and no one can take it away from you. You get to make all the moderation decisions that you want. And if you're on an instance and it isn't making the moderation decisions you want, you can move instances. Lemmy, as of right now, as of October 23rd, 2023, which is when we are recording this, Lemmy does not have a way to transfer your account, transfer all of your all of your community follows, all of your posts to a new account. Like Mastodon has a way that you can transfer your account and it'll transfer all your followers and followings. But Lemmy doesn't have that yet. If we could all maybe clamor for that from the Lemmy devs, maybe they'd work on it.
Yeah, I was just scrolling through them. There's a lot of ones already up there. There's ones that are geared towards specific stuff, like for musicians, which is pretty good. There's a LGBT one up there, and I think this one's one. The last thing that we as a group need is another thing on a server to maintain. Honestly, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just join someone else's instance.
Yep. Yeah, but I've noticed that, I'm on Lemmy.world, but most of the stuff that I see is not from other users on Lemmy.world. So Lemmy has a much more vibrant kind of federation than Mastodon. Kind of because I think like you see a lot more people that you're completely unaffiliated with in Lemmy because you're commenting on these posts in these communities where like, someone might have been following that community or they might just not even be following it. So like much the same way, like on Reddit, you saw a lot of posts from like randos, whereas on Twitter, you mostly see posts from people people you're following.
And Capture.
On Lemmy, you see a lot of posts from just people all over the Lemmy-verse. Rather than like on Mastodon, you usually just see the posts of the people that you're following.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to figure out which one. I like the one there's a couple of ones with neat names like Evil Toast, and that goes along with some of our current marketing that we're working on. Actually, we could introduce the Toast Cat to the Evil Toast community, maybe. Matt, are you on Reddit a lot?
Nope. I only stumble across Reddit when I'm like searching for something and there's a Reddit post on it. I never got into Reddit, so I don't know why. Just didn't.
Well, maybe you should get into Lemmy.
I may check it out.
And that's homework. We're giving everybody some homework every once in a while around here. We give people homework. So, but yeah, it looks great.
I should probably spell it too, because in case you don't know, it's Lemmy. So join-lemmy.org is the website where you can go to see a list of the servers that you can then go and join.
Do you know where the name comes from?
I don't. Their like mascot is like a little rodent, so maybe it comes from like lemmings. Maybe. I
heard that somebody posted, I think on Mastodon, ironically, but posted something about it being named after the game Lemmings, but I'm not. I wouldn't take that for truth, unless I saw it on their website.
I'll tell you this: if ChatGPT said that, I would believe it.
Yeah, defamation.
Man, that'd be great if Lemmy went after ChatGPT for defamation. But it looks cute. I like it. But a lot of open source stuff looks cute, right? So,
yeah. Well, like I said, I've been using it for about a month, maybe a month and a half, and it is extremely enjoyable. It has replaced every single other app on my phone as the app that I open when I'm bored.
Maybe we'll start maybe I'll start a sub lemon as we call it for the listener and viewer. I think they're the same person of How the Tech Are You?
Yeah.
All right, well that was great. I'm going to definitely check that out because I have never got into Reddit, but message boards. I was always on message boards when I was younger, especially like Bay raves, particularly. Always on Bay raves because I had parties to throw. So we'll see what's up. I guess that makes it my turn. So everybody, I have 2 stories this week. Just 2. I usually have 2. This one is Tinder app is going to let your friends play matchmaker. It's kind of early days on it, but the Tinder matchmaker lets you invite your friends, including non-Tinder users, to view and suggest potential matches, and your friends who are going to weigh in maybe on whether or not you should match with somebody. They don't need an account to do it. So I don't know. Are either of you on Tinder or any other dating app?
So I am not. I'm married.
I'm going to plead the fifth.
But that seems like a real, like privacy implications seem very not okay with this idea.
Yeah, because it's letting like non-Tinder users participate. So I'm wondering, how does it even verify that that's your friend?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they do some stuff like other social media accounts where you actually have to friend each other. So it's basically making dating social. Wait.
Yes. I mean, Facebook tried to do it, but I don't think anybody wanted to participate in Facebook dating for many reasons, including the reason that is Mark Zuckerberg started his whole thing with like hot or not. And they're like, I don't want the hot or not guy involved in my dating life.
Yeah. He didn't actually do hot or not, but he made something very
Face
similar.
Smash or some crap like that.
Yeah, for Harvard or something. And
yeah.
did all sorts of privacy baddies, but yeah. But Tinder, I feel like, is one of the major problems with dating and, modern society now to begin with. And I feel like this is just going to make it worse somehow. I don't know how, but it is. Maybe it's just a privacy thing. I don't know.
I don't think necessarily Tinder is the problem. I think the problem is Tinder's success. Because back when I was on dating apps, the last time I was on a dating app, I was on OkCupid, and at the time, OkCupid basically had just turned itself into Tinder.
Yeah.
And it really sucked because OkCupid used to actually be a really good dating app.
Yeah.
I don't know. My people are
Tinder.
gay, and we have the superior technology. Grindr is the superior technology. I'm sure it's a privacy nightmare in all different kind of ways, but it is the superior technology. It's a very simple system where there's no swiping.
Honestly, I have basically never heard of a scandal that was like Grindr's fault. I've heard of scandals that involved Grindr.
Oh yeah.
But it was like
a politician's
fault.
It was like a politician's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I joke, but it's just much simpler, and I don't actually want my friends going on Grindr and suggesting people to me either. So I don't like I don't like this. I feel like this is going to be one of those things that we like maybe cover here and then we never hear about because as soon as they try to implement it for like a small number of users or whatever, there's going to be like some problem that they didn't foresee.
Like, we just got the test results back, and it looks like every single user was vehemently against this idea.
I know. Let's put in a chat GPT. It can suggest people for you.
Oh God.
Date GPT. I think that this is going to scammers are going to find ways to use this, I think.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Like those.
God, could you imagine like if Tinder one day was like, you know what? We're just going to implement ChatGPT so you can tell ChatGPT to chat with someone for you and get you a date. And then you just have 2 instances of ChatGPT flirting with each other.
Yeah.
It's like I'll have my people talk to your people, but incredibly creepy. And it'll tell, he has a Lambo, actually.
Well, that wouldn't be any different from dating now, right? Like,
yeah.
It's all lies, right? But you just have like 2 random people show up at like a restaurant for a date or something, have no idea who each other are because their chat GPTs were talking.
Yep.
Your chat GPT lied to you, sent you a picture made by like Mid Journey or something.
Dude, call it catfish bot.
This is going to be a problem. I like the idea, but the problem is that you would need everybody to be on Tinder, and like you would need to almost like build a social graph first and then weed out all the scammers from the social graph, which none of the social graph companies are able to do. And then I guess maybe you could do this, but then like if you wanted to set 2 of your friends up, maybe you already know both of those people and you don't need Tinder as an intermediary.
Yeah. I feel like if your friends want to set you up with someone, it shouldn't be another stranger.
Right. Your friend shouldn't just go through Tinder and go, oh, this person's hot, I'm going to set them up with HK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's a weird criteria.
Like your friend should actually know that person.
Right. Yeah. And then if you know both of the people, Tinder is just an extra step.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this idea is not well thought out. That's my opinion on it.
But hey, what if we're wrong?
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
Maybe
let your friends pick your dates. Maybe that will work out.
What's the difference between this and just handing your friend your What's the difference between this and just handing your friend your phone and letting them swipe for you?
Like, would you trust your friends to pick your dates?
I would trust friends to like say, hey, you might want to meet this person, but I don't know, like specifically date.
Right. Like when people have tried to matchmake for me generally in the past, it hasn't always gone so well, but they're like, hey, I'm having a dinner party and there's someone I'd like you to meet.
Yeah.
So then like if you don't hit it off with that person, there's a whole ass dinner party there for you to participate in with other people whose company you might enjoy in a platonic, or maybe you might end up hitting on somebody else at the dinner party and then things get awkward and you got to go. You got to leave with your new friend. Yeah, this is going to be a trash fire. I can't wait. First of all, I hope the stories about this are funny and that nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
And I wonder if this is going to destroy any friendships. Instead of creating relationships, this is just going to destroy like real world friendships when people are like, hey, I'm trying to set you up with somebody. They're like, stop it. And they're like, no,
I'm sure it's definitely going to create some divides.
Yeah.
If for no other reason than how funny this is, I'm at least going to keep an eye on this. I might go on there and just start trying to match up random strangers on there and see what happens. Be the problem you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got another story. This one's actually some good news here. It looks like the FCC is going to try again with net neutrality. October 19th, the FCC had its monthly meeting and net neutrality was brought up. A rule was proposed that prohibits ISPs from throttling certain internet traffic. Of course, the opponents decry it as a government overreach on the internet. The idea of zero rating certain content is up for debate. And there's now a majority on the FCC board that would tend to support net neutrality. It's up for public comment now. And if anybody remembers the public comment for net neutrality last time, it was a complete shit show because many industry types were paying people to put up comments that are negative about net neutrality, and it looks like we may have a vote on this from the FCC board in a couple of months. What do you guys think?
I just remember
the public
that
comments definitely need to be like safeguarded against like fake comments and AI comments.
Oh God, have ChatGPT fill out your have ChatGPT set you up with a date, and then the two of you can have your AI bots decide on what your joint comment on net neutrality is going to be.
This is getting out of hand.
I'm all for it.
I just remember the guy that was Ajit Pai or something. I think it was a FCC commissioner or whatever, and he ended net neutrality, and he tried to do this like commercial thing where he's trying to say that nothing changes with the end of net neutrality and that everything's going to be the same. And he was like, throwing around like fidget spinners and stuff as if that had something to do with the internet. It was really
cringe.
bad. And hopefully,
Yeah,
huh?
It was cringe.
He was
Very
is
cringe.
like the uncoolest guy in the world. He's even uncooler, I think, than elongated muskrat.
Well, it wasn't even that he was not cool, but like everybody hated him.
Right.
Yep.
He ended net neutrality.
And his stupid giant coffee mug.
Yeah, I remember that. It would have been cool if somebody that wasn't cringe had it, because a giant coffee mug is funny in almost every circumstance. He managed to make a giant coffee mug stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not hopeful here, and I don't know what they mean when they say net neutrality, because I think like we are in a position now where the ISPs need to be regulated as common carriers, like the phone company and like your power company. And if this falls short of that, which it will, because like we're not going to do that anytime soon. I don't know how it would be enforced. I don't know how you would prove that they're throttling, I don't know, your BitTorrent content.
Yeah. Your Lemmy content.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Reddit pays them so that all the Lemmy instances basically just get uninterneted.
It's also common possible they could throttle your date recommendations.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not hopeful here, but like whatever. If they reenact some old regulation, that's good. And the problem's going to be though enforcement. If they enact this, like how are they going to enforce it? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's the show though. HK, since you haven't been here a while, guess what you get to do?
All right. Well, thank you for watching. This has been How the Tech Are You? We do this show every we try and put it out every Wednesday, and lately we've been doing a great job on that. So,
Except 2 weeks
you'll
ago.
probably be seeing this on Wednesday. You can thank Matt for that. Matt does all the editing. If you want to check out our other shows, you can do that at echoplexmedia.com. That should appear right here. That's Matt's job. Matt's doing that right now. And if you want to support us, you can do that on patreon.com/echoplex, also appearing right here. And then if you want to buy our swag, you can do that at eplex.store. That one's appearing above me now. Yeah, Matt, I'm changing it up. There you go. That was for you. Thank you for joining, and have a great Tekken week.